Hey guys, I just want to clarify real quick. This is not a ranking. This is just me talking about. I'm just gonna be yapping about my favorite Halloween movies. Hurricane Milton just passed, so I'm doing a voiceover. I didn't set up my green screen or anything, but I do hope you guys enjoy this video. And this is the fourth video to Izztober. So starting off with number 21 on our list is Corpse Bride. I love that movie so much. Basically, the plot is basically Victor and Victoria are supposed to get married, but Victor is just, he's not having it. He's worried, he's scared. So he goes over to a branch to study his marriage vows, and well, he meets Emily, who has been killed when she got eloped by her husband. So now she wants to marry Victor, but Victor's like, sorry, I'm marrying this other girl, and she's about to marry this other guy, and I can't let this happen. Basically, some of the actors that are in it are Johnny Depp and Emily Watson. Very talented, very amazing. I just love the style of Tim Burton, and I just love his movies so much. And yeah, that's it. I just want to clarify that I'm kind of tired right now. I was up all night from the Hurricane Milton, so that's why I sound more monotone than usual. Let's continue. So number 20 on our list is Brat's Sleepover Adventure. You guys don't understand how much I love this movie. Like, I still have the DVDs to this day. Like, I remember when it came out. Like, I remember watching this as a child, like, sitting on my living room floor with my fucking chicken tenders, fries, and my chocolate milk with my best friend. And we were just watching it during our play dates. Like, that's how much I remember this movie. And so basically what it's based on is the girls, Chloe, Sasha, Jade, Yasmin, and Megan, who is not in the older films that came out, but she was in this film, and they meet this new girl named Ginger, who invites them to have a sleepover, and basically they tell spooky stories that are honestly still freaky when you think about it to this day. Like, I'm actually going to think about doing a whole lore from this movie because it's wild. And so basically after they tell all their spooky stories, they go to sleep, and basically Ginger's not real. She's a ghost. The house they're staying at is a haunted house. It's not real. The parents aren't real. They all turn into fucking monsters and gremlins at the end. It's insane. The plot, the lore, to this day, I'm shocked. And some of the spooky stories that I remember off the top of my head is with Chloe's story. She really wanted a dog, but her parents were like, no, you're too young. You don't know how to take care of a dog. She's like, watch me. So she dog sits from her neighbor, who learns that he's a talking dog who likes to order Chinese food and likes to hide and run away, and scared her from ever wanting to adopt a dog. Wild. Another one, I think it was Yasmin with the bracelet. She stole a bracelet at the mall. Jade with the funhouse roller coaster where they all turned into gremlins. Like, it was a wild thing, but I loved it. So next on our list is Scooby-Doo Spooky Island, which came out in 2002. My all-time favorite movie. I still have this on DVD. I love this fucking movie so much. And I just want to say credits to Google, IMDb, Wikipedia. Hello, can I talk? And so I'm going to read you this plot of the movie on Wikipedia if you don't know what it's about. So basically, after Mystery Inc. solves the mystery of Luna Ghost at a toy factory, long brewing friction between Fred, the self-obsessed glory hog, Daphne, who has become sick of being the damsel in distress, and Velma, from whom Fred regularly steals credit for her plans, causes the gang to break up. And basically, they had a whole Beatles situation where they're like, I'm fucking done, we're signing the divorce papers, and then you just have, Shaggy and Scooby that are just like, where do we go? So Shaggy and Scooby end up at a beach, and they live in their van, they eat a bunch of food, which, not gonna lie, looks fucking fire. So then they all get invited to this spooky island to come investigate the paranormal. But none of them know they're all going together, so the letters were gone one by one. So they actually all met a year later at the airport. all on the same flight together. Scooby-Doo dressed up as a grandma and then attacked a cat on the plane because, he's a dog. And the cat was trying to fight him. And so basically there was a demonic curse going on, and Mr. Bean runs the joint. If you don't know who Mr. Bean is, you need to look up your facts and then come talk to me again, because he's part of my childhood. Technically, it was like a year and a half, 2 years later. It was, yeah, somewhere around there, if I remember correctly. They do get into quite a lot of arguments, though. And, well, let's just say shit started happening. Gremlins took over. And, Shaggy, Scooby, they figure it out. And basically, Scrappy-Doo was running the whole joint with the demonic curse and everything. So we could blame Scrappy-Doo for this. So Addams Family Values came out in 1993. It is the sequel to the first movie, which is The Addams Family. Basically, what the plot is about is Wednesday and Pugsley become older siblings, and they're waiting for the arrival of their baby sibling. And after the baby brother's born, they are not too happy about it. They're angry. So, guess what happens? A family member is like, hey, we got to do something about this. So after doing, the usual Addams Family antics, they decided, let's send the children to summer camp. Plot twist, summer camp. And, well, Wednesday meets another child who is quite a bully, and Wednesday puts her in her place, and she's slayed. But this movie is really good. I love the Addams Family movies. I'm not really into, the newer ones, but, the original two that I grew up with as a child. Love them so much. So, on number 17 on our list is The Addams Family, which came out in 1991. And basically, the plot is when a man, Christopher Lloyd, claiming to be Vester, the missing brother of Gomez Addams, Raul Julia, arrives at the Addams home. The family is thrilled. However, Morticia, Angelica Houston, begins to suspect the man is a fraud, since he cannot recall details of Fester's life. With the help of the lawyer Tully Alford, aka Dan Hedaya, Fester manages to get the Addams clan evicted from their home. Gomez realizes the two men are conspiring to swindle the Addams fortune and that he must challenge Fester. And then there was almost a whole marriage involved, and funny enough, the wife, who is going to marry fraud Fester, she actually plays Jessie in Toy Story 2. That's a little fun fact. So, number 16 on our list is Twitches, which came out in 2005 with the twin sisters Tia and Tamara. If you don't know who they are, you need to get your facts straight. Don't talk to me. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway, so basically, I found the plots on Wikipedia. So basically, in the magical dimension of Coventry, the royal witch Miranda gives birth to identical twin daughters on Halloween night. The sisters are named Paula and Artemis, after the Olympian twins, the goddess of the sun and moon. They have an amulet. They both have an amulet. One is the shape of the sun, one's the moon, because that's what their names mean. And their dad is a powerful warlock, Aaron Dubar, and basically he transfers the entirety of his magical powers to protect them from an evil entity known as the Darkness, and is killed in the process. Basically, further into the plot, Paula is adopted by a wealthy couple who named her Cameron Elizabeth Barnes, while Artemis is adopted by a single mother and is named Alexandra, or Alex Nicole Fielding. Alex grows up to be a night owl and stays up until the moon sets, writing about the chronicles of magical twin sisters, unaware that her stories are true. She shares a single bedroom with her close friend Lucinda, and her mother passes away a few months prior to her 21st birthday. Meanwhile, Cameron is a passionate artist and a lark who wakes up at sunrise to sketch realistic pictures. Unbeknownst to her, the images she creates are of Miranda and her homeland, Coventry. She is spoiled, outgoing, unlike her quiet, reclusive sister. However, the duo shares the traits of kindness, and intelligence. Basically, on their twins' 21st birthday, Cameron and her best friend Beth decide to shop while Alex tries to look for a job, which they meet each other, they discover each other, and, Cameron is overjoyed for sure. But, you know, she flees the store because, you know, oh my god, I just met my twin sister that I completely forgot about. They also find out that they share a sisterly bond, which I bet they're fucking twins. And basically, they have to save the world from the darkness and entities like that. That is Twitches. That is the plot. It's an amazing movie. It is on Disney Plus if you guys want to go watch it. So number 15 on our list is Beetlejuice, that came out in 1988. It is one of my favorite movies. I love this movie so much, with Michael Keaton and Winona Ryder, Catherine O'Hara. Like, oh my god. I love them. By Panic, hello. And so basically what this movie is about is that the couple before them died into a car accident, but after they died, they didn't know what happened to them. They thought they were still alive and people could see them, but sadly, no. So they were haunting the house. And then Lydia and her family moved in, and, well, let's just say they were trying to scare them. It wasn't really turning out well because Lydia has been reading this book where, since she is strange and weird, she can see dead people. And so that's what she explains to them. And then guess what? A demonic entity shows up, aka Beetlejuice. And, well, he terrorizes the whole family, even the couple that has died, and, well, scares them successfully. And that's the whole plot of, really, Beetlejuice. Again, top tier movie. I recently just saw Beetlejuice 2, Beetlejuice, like a month ago for my mom's birthday. And it was pretty good. There was some cringe moments here and there, but I enjoyed it. Like, I would watch it again. So, next on our list, which is number 14, is Edward Scissorhands, which came out in 1990. And basically what it's about is a scientist builds an animated human being, which, as we know, is as Edward, aka Edward Scissorhands, but the scientist dies before he was even done. And so when Edward comes to life, he finds this family, a woman named Peg, and he falls in love with the daughter. And, you know, they fall in love, and even though he is very kind and has an artistic talent, people see him as an outcast outside of the family. Like, the neighbors, the town, they're terrified of him. And I think this is a very good movie, especially if you feel like an outcast, or if you were an outcast growing up, if you were shy, like me, shy, autistic, ADHD, anything. I think it helps emotionally, mentally, that even though you're an outcast, you're still an amazing human being, and that you deserve a place, and that you'll find your family. So I really love this movie, and some people may say it's a Christmas movie. I prefer to watch it any time of the year. I don't care. I watch movies any time of the year, even though it's Christmas, Halloween, or if it's like Charlie Brown's Great Pumpkin, which is like for Thanksgiving. Like, I really don't care. I watch anything. But this movie, love it so much. So number 13 on our list is Fred 2, which came out in 2011, which is like the Night of the Living Fred, whatever it's called. Is it cringy? Hell yeah. But it's like a fever dream. The lore is wild. The Fred movies in the early 2010s, what the hell was that? And so basically, if you never watched Fred before, I'll give you the plot. So basically, Fred Ficklehorn, aka Lucas, who is a YouTuber too, actually, he does have a YouTube channel, basically suspects that his new music teacher, Mr. Devlin, is a vampire, and he is on a hunt. Basically, there's a missing music teacher who Fred loves, but she is dead, and who is Mr. Devlin's replacement. And well, Fred's like, no, vampire. Mr. Devlin started dating Fred's mom, and basically he's on a quest to expose Mr. Devlin. So who does he get help from? His father, WWE superstar John Cena. You're right, John Cena. And he wants John Cena to help him to find the community of vampires. He has these dreams, which is like based off the fucking Twilight saga. he video streaming the butcher's room. There's a fucking Frozen image, and at the end everyone does believe Mr. Devlin is a vampire, but the lore to this movie is wild. Like, you got the cookies, you got the annoying ass, jock with his younger sister who Fred is like in love with, and then you got Fred and his friend, and then you got the vampire. You got John Cena in this. Like the one scene that's stuck in my mind is like when they go to the diner scene, Mr. Devlin and Fred's mom, and fucking Fred boils like deep fried the fucking sock with confetti and pancake mix, and I just want to hurl every time I think of it. But that's like, it's engraved in my mind. Like, that's something I'm going to be thinking about as my life continues. I will be in a nursing home with dementia at 90 years old, and this is the one thing I'm gonna fucking remember. Thank you, Fred. So next on our list, number 12, which is The Boy Who Cried Werewolf, which came out in 2010. I love this movie with Victoria Justice. Oh my goodness. One of my favorite all-time Nickelodeon original movies. Basically, I keep saying basically, and it's starting to annoy me to death, but I need to get through this. So these two siblings, they're with their dad, who is single. Their mom has sadly passed away, but it turns out on their mother's side, they're royalty up in I think Romania, Transylvania, one of the two. I forgot. I think it's Romania. And so they fly over to Romania to collect the family heritage, and they found out about Wolfsborn, which is werewolves. And well, let's just say one night the two kids go snooping, and well, I almost said Tori Vega. Victoria Justice's character accidentally stepped on glass, which had the vial of werewolf serum. Turns into a werewolf, but they don't know at the time that it's genetic, and the brother for years has been seeing visions and stuff until the end of the movie, which they found out that he was naturally born as a werewolf, genetically. And he saves the day from vampires. There was this vampire that tried to date their dad, but nobody knew she was a vampire, and she was just trying to get through the family to kill the werewolves. And the kids saved the day, and well, when they go back home to the States, let's just say that vampire moves in next door and leaves off on a cliffhanger. They could have made a second movie, which they didn't. They should have, and they could have, but it is on Netflix. I love this movie so much. I grew up watching it with my dad. Love it. Number 11 on our list is Paranorman, which came out in 2012. So, the main character, Norman, who is, I think, 10 or 11. He's in 5th grade in the movie, which I'm pretty sure is 10 or 11. And he has an older sister. And so, genetically, he actually sees ghosts. He's always seen ghosts growing up, and that causes him as an outcast, not only to his family, but also to the whole town in general. And so it's the Witches Fest coming up, which is, I guess, it's about when the town was founded and there was a witch. And, well, every so many years she wants to take over the world, and you need someone who can speak to ghosts and whatever to handle the situation. Has to read her bedtime story, basically, to keep her at bay. And so his uncle was in charge of that, but his uncle died, appeared to him in the bathroom, and was like, Norman, you need to save the world. So Norman and his friends go and save the world, and basically helps the witch find peace. And she's not a witch anymore. She becomes a ghost, and she lays her soul to rest. That's Paranorman. Pretty good movie. It's on Tubi right now. Number 10 on our list is Halloween 1978, which is directed by the one and only John Carpenter. So basically, I said basically again, oh my god, guys. On a cold Halloween night in 1963, little Michael Myers, who was 6 years old at the time, brutally murders his 17-year-old sister, who is named Judith. He was sentenced and locked away for a good 15 years, but guess what happened in 1978 on October 30th? He escaped, and he is planning to kill again. He killed 3 babysitters, and then he tried to kill one of the most iconic babysitters, aka Jamie Lee Curtis. And so he tries to kill her, but fails. And then, as we see in Halloween of 2018, he escapes from, federal prison and tries to kill her and her family again. It's a really good movie. If you like suspense and horror, it's really good. This is like my favorite movie out of all, and there's been 12 movies. And there's actually a new movie coming out October of next year, October of 2025. So we'll see what happens. Number 9 on our list is The Nightmare Before Christmas, which came out in 1993. It's about Jack Skellington, Sally, and the whole gang in Halloween Town. And well, Jack Skellington discovers Christmas one night after feeling a bit depressed because he's just sick and tired of being the pumpkin gang. And he stole Santa Claus. The 3 gremlins stole Santa Claus for him and taught him the ways of Christmas. And, he tried to be Santa Claus, but, he's from Halloween Town. So it came off as spooky and scary, and well, the police got involved and the FBI. Crazy lore. And he falls in love with Sally. And him and Sally, they're together, they get married, and it's really good music, and it's a pretty good movie. And sadly, the actor who played Oogie Boogie, sadly has passed away recently, so God rest his soul. Number 8 on our list is Girl vs. Monster, which came out in 2012. This is one of my all-time favorite Disney original movies that came out. The music is amazing. The plot is basically just about a few teens and, supernatural shit comes alive and, they have to save the world. And it takes place during Halloween. Olivia Holt's in it. The soundtrack I listen to on a daily basis. Please listen to the soundtrack. I have my Spotify down below, so go follow me. But yeah, 110% recommend this movie. I'm stuck in your head. I'm back from the head. I'm fearless. You had me at hello. Like, guys. I love this movie. Number 7 on our list is Halloween Town 2, which came out in 2001. So, grandmother Aggie, Debbie Reynolds, sweeps Marnie and Sophie off to Halloween Town to investigate a series of strange occurrences because, sadly, when they arrive, the town clearly lost its magic. And it is not long before that Grandma Aggie finds that her spellbook is lost, and it turns out a raging warlock stole the book, and he is planning on turning everyone that's in their Halloween costumes as revenge, turning that into real life. So, like, if somebody was dressed as a pumpkin, they would turn physically into a pumpkin for the rest of their lives. Or if somebody dressed up as Ghostface does the rest of their life. That's what Halloween Town 2 is about. Cute movie, love it. Love Halloween Town movies. And I think they made a third one. I can't remember. It's been so long. But the first 2 are my favorites. So if there's a third one, you know what? I think there's 3 or 4 movies, but the first 2 are my go-to. So I'll rewatch those 2 if I find them. Number 6 on our list is Halloween Town, which came out in 1998. The synopsis is Marnie and her kids get a big shock when they follow Grandma home to Halloween Town and find out they come from a family of witches. Now, the mom, she really hated Halloween growing up. She never wanted her kids to experience it, and the kids just had enough. And they really wanted to break the rules. And so on her 13th birthday, Marnie not only finds out she's a witch, but that she and her family are involved in a fight against the evil that is threatening to take over the world. Amazing movie. But yeah, basically it's like kids rebelling from a strict parent. And you know, I don't blame them because I love Halloween. Haunted Mansion 2003 is a Disney filmed with Eddie Murphy. It's one of my favorite Halloween movies. I watch this like every night. So good. And so Eddie Murphy and his wife Sarah are from New Jersey. They have 2 kids and they're both realtors. And well, let's say one night Eddie forgot his anniversary and his wife fucking pissed. And so he got a call about this mansion down in New Orleans, Louisiana. All the way down past New Orleans, but it's in Louisiana. And they don't know it's haunted. So instead of doing a family trip to the cabins, they decided, let's go down there. And well, they got to the haunted mansion and crazy shit started happening. They met Master Gracie, and in the film they find out that Master Gracie was married to a woman who supposedly committed the sewer slide, if you know what I mean. I'm not too sure how YouTube feels about me saying the actual words, so I'm trying to make it not as obvious, but if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And it turns out, well, she did not do that. She was actually poisoned by the butler. And well, they send the butler to hell, basically. And Master Gracie passes away peacefully, and so do the other ghosts and the spirits. And the family buys the house, and they go back home to New Jersey, and so it's their other new home. Number 4 on our list is Hocus Pocus 1993. What it's about is 3 witches that have a coven, and there's this little girl with her 2 older brothers. Funny enough, Bean the cat is actually the actor who plays Tim McGee in NCIS, Sean Murray, which is, I love that. It's really funny when you rewatch the movie knowing it. And so the witches need the soul to survive and to be young, and so they killed the little girl. But they got hung. The family, is like, no, goodbye. They come back a couple, like 1,000 years later, because someone decided to light the black candle, Max, and he's with his crush and his little sister in the museum because his crush's mom actually owns the museum. And the witches come back to life, so the 3 of them have to save the world from the witches to stop them from sucking the souls out of the lives of the other children. And that's Hocus Pocus. The music's amazing, costumes amazing, everything is, I love it. Sarah Jessica Parker, my wife, hello, love her. I am Egon Spengler's number 1 fan, no doubt about it. So number 3 on our list is Ghostbusters 2, which came out in 1989, the sequel to the first one. And so the Ghostbusters, they kind of split up for a bit, and Egon's back as a scientist at the school. Bankman has his own show, Ray has his occult, Winston was doing ghostbusting with Ray, but I think this is when he went into finance, and Janine, don't know where she went. And so what happened was ghost sightings started happening, and Dana actually has a son now with her ex, and a ghost tries to take her child, and she calls the Ghostbusters to help, and they come back together. They rebrand the whole movie, and we have this new evil character named Vigo who possesses the manager of the art show, who is desperately in love with Dana, who hates him, and he tries to take her child, and they have to save the world from the evil painting. I love the Ghostbusters movie. I'm going to be making a whole lore based on all the movies, so get ready in the future. Number 2 on our list, Coraline in 2009, is about a young girl who her family moves from Michigan all the way to Oregon, and they live in the Pink Palace. In the beginning of the movie, Coraline meets a young boy named Wybie, who tells her that he's never been to the Pink Palace because it's dangerous to people who rent with kids in it, and his grandma doesn't allow it, but she allowed Coraline's parents. And well, Coraline finds a secret door because her parents been neglecting her, so she's been on a little adventure and discovers a new world, basically an alternate reality with another mother, another father, another wifey, basically everyone that's in the movie, just another version. And things are going well at first. She meets the parents, well, her new parents, and then she goes to see Mr. Bobinski's show. And then she goes to see the downstairs neighbors' show. She comes back up. Her parents are like, well, in order to stay here, you need to sew buttons in your eyes, and you need to let me eat your soul. Coraline's like, hell no, you're not doing that. And so she runs to her room and hides, tries to go to sleep, to go back to the other world. Doesn't happen. So the cat has to help her. And she runs, but she ends up back into that world. And at first, she confronts the mother. She's like, you're not my mother. And the mom goes like, I'm gonna count to 3, you better listen to me. Coraline didn't. Coraline was like, fuck you, no. She then throws Coraline into a wall with the 3 ghost children who died previously. And the other Wybie saves Coraline, sends her back into her own world. But sadly, her parents aren't there, and they're nowhere to be found. So she thinks her parents are kidnapped, so she's going to all the neighbors and being like, oh my god, help me. So they give her this little magic tool, and it turns out that the other mother made dolls of the parents. So basically she kidnapped the parents and decided, let me put them in the fucking snow globe. So Coraline has to go back, she has to save the ghost children's souls, and then goes back to help her parents. And at the end of the movie, the other Wybie, the Wybie we know, helps her. And they have a little garden party with lemonade, and she spills the tea to the grandma because, fun fact, one of the children is actually the grandma's twin sister. The twin sister died, and the grandma owned the joint. And that's what happened. That's Coraline. Again, I'm making a whole lore timeline plot. I'm so excited. I'm just really tired right now from this storm, so bear with me. Ghostbusters 1984 is my all-time favorite movie in the whole world. Not just for Halloween, but in general. And this is the start of the lore. We have Egon Spengler, we have Venkman, and we have Ray that worked at Columbia University, and they got fired and kicked out because they work with paranormal studies. And the school's like, no, we don't believe that, so no thank you. So they decided to start their own business, which started out well. They went to the Sedgwick Hotel, which they met our buddy Slimer, who eats everything in his sight. And then they learn about Gozer and Dana, and then we meet Winston, and we meet Janine, and then we meet, what's his name? Rick Moranis' character, and the plot's very good. It takes place in New York in the 80s. It's very funny, very comedic, not so much scary. It's more comedy, and it's like a family-friendly movie. 100% recommend. Alright guys, I just want to say thank you so much for watching today's video. This is very last minute. I filmed this just a few hours after the hurricane hit, and I'm exhausted and I have a migraine from the storm. But hey, I love filming, I love editing, I'm excited to put this out. I wish I could do more. I had a whole idea planned for this video and for future videos, and hopefully they all work out. Fuck this storm, because I really wanted to take on my green screen, my microphone, and just to go ham with it. But thank you for watching. All my social medias will be down in the description box down below. Please go follow. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment down below this video. It does help me get on the algorithm. I love making people happy and smile, even though I may be cringy or whatever. I really don't care. I just love having a good time. Anyways, I love you all. I hope if you guys live in Florida or North Carolina and Georgia that you guys all stay safe, and I hope everything is going okay, at least decent enough, and you guys are safe. To everyone else, I hope you're having a good day, a good night, and, live your life. You only live once. But be safe, though. I love you guys.